pushing the idea that the foot and the whole body doesn't move in single planes of range. It moves in 3 planes all at once. So pronation and supination would be incorrect at once, because if I were to create the inside ankle bone high shape, so inside ankle bone being high, we don't want it low, we want it high. This wouldn't be supination because I'm actively pushing through this big toe pad and keeping this down as I raise my inside ankle bone high. And some people might not be able to do that because their ankle is really locked up. How to fix depends on the person, but a common error is that the heels will flick in when they jump off 2 feet, especially, and well, I guess in 1 foot too. But they'll go through their jump and then their heels will flick inward instead of flicking outward because their kneecaps, they load in, so they're going through their jump and they're loading in. Both knees kind of cave in, and then they have to create force somehow, so they'll point their kneecaps out to load or to explode. Their heels will flick in, whereas you should be loading outward. You should be loading outward as you jump outward, and the pressure should be on the outside edge of the foot. Then that's a bow. Then as you corner, boom, that'll flick the heel away. So you go through bow, and the heel will just flick away because of that corner. And you could have a good bow and still have the heel flick in because your corner lacks, and you get. Make sure on your child rockers and toe tuck rockers especially, basically any bilateral exercise, you're the same on both sides from the toes to the head, and then on your unilateral, spend more time on your uneven side. A GOATA leg bow is not varus thrust. It's a swivel at the hip and at the ankle to point the kneecap out. So my hip and my ankle are rotating out to create this bow shape in my leg. Kneecap points out, chest turns. A varus thrust is like your knee swiveling in to curve like your leg. I can't even really do it. Yeah, not the same. So right here would be inside ankle bone high. My inside ankle bone is higher than my outside ankle bone. It's trending higher. And if I were to get heavy on the inside edge of my foot, now it's low. So it's about even now with my outside ankle bone. Higher, lower. So when we plant to the ground, we don't want to go inside ankle bone low. We gotta keep this inside ankle bone high. When you cave your knee in, there's disharmony happening between the foot and the shin. That's what causes the Achilles tear.
Work hard, lock in with this dude.
Do the child rockers and toe tuck rockers to get mobility back in the ankle. And then look up GOATA bolt squat on YouTube and hit that till failure. So warm up with the rockers and toe tuck rockers. Warm up 3 sets, 30 reps each, and then after that hit the bolt squat for like 3 times failure. You're supposed to cut more like on. I'll overlay a picture. Like you're not always supposed to be on the ball of the foot. Like that's a lot of people will roll their ankle because they're always going to be on the ball of the foot. Like you're supposed to use this part of your foot too, not just the ball of the foot. Obviously, as you raise your heel up, then it becomes the ball of the foot. But you'll be moving through both anterior and posterior tilt and moving around. What you want to do is just remain back chain dominant. So butt back, head forward, hips behind the ribs. Like you just don't want to thrust your hip. You need more back chain dominance usually with those hernias and sports hernias. And when you're standing, especially, when you're sitting especially, keep the feet straight, keep the hips behind the ribs so your back flat, low back flat. I mean, it's all of them. They're all connected, but especially back chain dominance. The exercises in my bio help, and then DM if you want a movement assessment. I don't do GOATA movement assessments. I'm not a coach yet, but I can just tell you some things to work on. stuff like that. Debunked by John Evans. He literally commented on one of my posts and then blocked me when I asked him how it was wrong. He is really good at getting athletes to produce more force. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing that there is a specific way to produce force that is durable, and you can look at any ACL tear, you can look at any Achilles tear inside ankle bone low when the foot basically collapses low. That's what causes injuries, and that's what he trains. I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying what he trains can probably lead to some injuries, and that's why a lot of his athletes have knee pain. That's why they have to do a lot of isometrics in that program, the ATG or the THB program.